There was no warrant, no serious charge, nothing forcing him to flee. Yet he chose to run and turned a simple stop into a bigger problem. Sometimes the consequences come from the decision itself.
Otário! Parou, vai! Corre mais!
Eu tava indo buscar o remédio pra minha avó, mano.
E por que você correu? Porém abordado.
This rider was cruising without a helmet and without a license plate. When police attempted a stop, he panicked and sped straight toward his own home, but officers were right behind him. The escape plan ended at his own doorstep.
Não é você que manda aqui. É você que manda.
She chose speed over surrender. The motorcycle swerves, control slips for just a moment. And that moment changes everything. The pursuit ends with a painful crash and instant regret.
Ela tá? Moça, não encosta nela.
Eu sou de enfermagem.
Ah, então tá.
Chama a ambulância.
Pode deixar a moto aí, cara. Essa moto aí, Dudu. Essa moto aí. Calma. Foi com essa moto.
Gente, mano.
More than 99% of the people who watch our videos aren't subscribed. If you enjoy this type of content, click subscribe. It's free. Takes 1 second and helps our channel a lot. 3 individuals, 1 motorcycle, no helmets. When officers arrived, the reaction time was too slow. Before they could even think about escaping, the police were already there. Sometimes the chase ends before it even begins.
Desliga, desliga.
Vira, caralho! Vira! Calma aí!
Vai lá.
Mas pra quem tá machucando aí, senhor?
Vai.
Tá machucando? Ô, minha perna aí, senhor! Ai, minha machucada aí! Machucada aí nas costas aí, senhor! A machucada nas costas aí, senhor! Ô, senhor, você me parou já, você sabe que eu
Põe a mão
sou.
pra trás.
Ô,
Põe a mão pra trás.
Aí, ó.
After fleeing from police, this rider made a surprising move. He ran straight home, calling for his mother to help him. But when flashing lights are at your door, there's no one who can shield you from responsibility. He spotted the police and immediately accelerated, believing that reaching his house would somehow protect him. But walls don't erase actions. Officers followed him right to the driveway, and the illusion of safety disappeared.
Para essa... Vai, deita no chão, seu filho. Deita!
This young rider finally gave up and stopped running. The chase was over, but the penalties were just beginning. Surrendering late doesn't cancel what already happened.
Desce da moto. Você tá louco, filho? Você tá louco? Vê lá o endereço lá, Te arrebento. Qual que é das ideias, filho?
A moto tá em dia,
Tá em dia? E essa placa amassada tá em dia?
Amassou.
Amassou? Ah, você não sabe? Não sabe nem quem amassou? Se você quiser levantar eu pra trocar as dela, vai trocar, senhor. Não tem como trocar ideia. Tá com a mão na cinta aí, Joe.
An officer enjoying time off at a local bar suddenly found himself back in action. When a fleeing motorcyclist passed by, instinct took over. Even off duty, commitment to the badge doesn't disappear. A couple speeding through the streets tried to push their luck against the flashing lights behind them. But high speed only increases the risk. Eventually, reality caught up, and they chose to surrender before things got worse.
Desce! Desce da moto! Desce! Deita no chão! Deita no chão! Bota a mão na cabeça aí, piloto. E aí, qual que é o BO da moto, truta? É BO?
Não tem.
Fugiu por quê?
Ó, eu só vou...
They were heading home from a party, no helmets, no license plate, and alcohol involved. What started as a fun night quickly turned into flashing lights and serious consequences. Celebration turned into confrontation.
Desliguei, calmou.
Calmou? Você nem me viu nervoso ainda, você nem viu nós nervoso. Coloca a mão na cabeça. Direita de costa.
De passagem?
Não.
A moto aí, qual que é a ideia? Nenhum, é tudo limpa. Tudo limpa? É.
E o capacete, cadê?
Tá em casa. Tá em casa. E é pra andar na passagem?
Não.
Demorou. Brincadeira, viu, mano? Cheio de moto roubada hoje aí, você...
Two fugitives on one bike actually managed to knock an officer down during the chase. For a brief second, they thought they had the upper hand. But that decision cost them everything when backup closed in and the capture became unavoidable.
Vai, deita no chão! Deita no chão, senão eu te... Seu filho da...
Não, tem nada não. Não sei por que ele correu, mano. Eu não sei por que ele correu não, chefe. No papo mesmo. Posso sentar?
Fica aí, não.
This man had just been robbed, and before the suspects could disappear, police arrived at exactly the right time. What could have been a clean escape turned into instant accountability.
Tá de boa. Tá suave, tá suave. Tá suave, tá suave, tá suave. Tá suave.
A suspected dealer tried to lose police by sprinting up a staircase. Step after step, desperation kicked in. But officers quickly surrounded the exits. The escape route turned into a dead end.
Tá correndo com a bolsa na mão, mano. Pega ele. Vira de costa.
During this pursuit, local residents began throwing objects at police vehicles, attempting to protect the fleeing rider. Chaos filled the street, but even with interference, the pursuit continued. The law didn't back down. Two teenagers on a motorcycle without helmets tried to outrun the police. Speed increased. Pressure built. And then, impact. The chase ended when they collided with a car, turning recklessness into reality.
Deita, deita! Vamos lá pra moto, de boa, vai de boa. Vai de boa. Pessoal, ajoelho, o que é isso daí, ó, esse frango aí?
Officers had just detained two riders when another couple sped past, also without helmets, and instantly tried to flee. Unfortunately for them, police were already alert and ready. Timing couldn't have been worse.
Tá de palhaçada, seu louco!
Roubou o bagulho na minha cara.
Desculpa.
É roubado essa moto aí?
Não, em dia.
Vai. Deita aí. Ó, dá esculacha esse maluco aí, Vitor.
Two young riders thought acceleration was their solution. Instead, it led them straight into a wall. The pursuit ended in seconds, and the lesson was immediate.
Para! Acabou a graça, né? Rápido. Deita no chão, filho. Deita no chão.
Residents attempted to physically interfere, trying to stop officers during the pursuit. Tension rose, voices shouted. But despite the resistance, law enforcement held their ground and maintained control of the situation.
Perdeu, hein? Perdeu.
Ei, tá bom.
Parou.
Eu vi tudo, tá bom.
Vai na moto. Senta no chão. Vai pra lá.
This rider pushed his luck for as long as he could. Then one mistake and he lost control. When he hit the ground, frustration exploded. The officer's anger was clear, and the chase ended in dramatic fashion.
Fugir porque não tem placa. Grande erro. A perseguição pelas ruas estreitas, até mesmo pelas calçadas, foi insana. A polícia na XR 300 mandou muito.
Two friends decided to run from the police, and the passenger made sure to record every second of it. What felt like entertainment in the moment quickly turned into evidence. Sometimes the camera captures more than just adrenaline.
Vai. Perdeu. Levanta, cara.
Another rider believed home was his safest option. He sped through the streets and rushed toward his mother's house, hoping for protection. But flashing lights don't disappear at the front door.
Para, filho. Para. Desce, deita. Qual que é o B.O.? Sai fora, vai pra lá, vem pra cá, vem, filho, vem pra cá, vem. Qual que é o B.O. da moto? Qual que é o B.O. da moto? Qual que é o B.O. da moto?
While fleeing from police, this rider struck a civilian, abandoned his motorcycle, and made a desperate decision, jumping into a nearby river to escape. But panic doesn't guarantee freedom. The search was far from over.
Pô, Ventura, pra apoiar a equipe de Rocan, já com o Pêssego aí, ó. Próxima saída da Caetitu. Indivíduo pulou no rio, Copom.
As equipes acionam a rota.
Copom, após o indivíduo de hoje.
Riding a stolen bike, this suspect pushed the engine to its limits trying to outrun the police. Speed increased. Sirens closed in. In the end, acceleration wasn't enough to avoid capture. In the middle of the pursuit, this individual ditched the motorcycle and ran. Against the odds, he managed to slip away, at least for now. But disappearing doesn't always mean getting away forever. He thought hiding would solve everything. What he didn't realize was that a police helicopter was tracking every movement from above. There's no escaping when the sky is watching.
Para, vem cá, vem cá, vem cá. Deita no chão, deita, deita, deita.
This young rider boldly lifted his front wheel right in front of a patrol unit. A risky move meant to impress, but officers responded immediately. Every action has a reaction.
Parar, desculpa. Vou parar, desculpa, eu tô indo pro serviço. Desculpa, eu tô indo pro serviço.
Desce da moto.
Deixa eu parar. Eu tô indo pro serviço.
Desce da moto.
Você.
Bota a mão na cabeça aí. Entrelaça o dedo.
During the pursuit, this young suspect discarded his backpack, hoping to eliminate the evidence. But officers were close behind. The chase didn't last much longer, and neither did the attempt to hide the truth. He borrowed a friend's motorcycle, but without a license, panic set in when police signaled him to stop. Instead of explaining, he chose to flee. A borrowed ride turned into a serious mistake.
Pega, 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 Bruno, pega.
Pega lá.
Desce, desce, segura. Pega aqui, ó. Levanta, levanta aqui, ó.
Deita.
After stealing a motorcycle and leading officers on a pursuit, this suspect tried to hide inside an abandoned house. Dark rooms, broken walls, silence. But hiding spots don't stay secret for long.
Um apoio. Vamos botar onde?
Não, eu juro por Deus.
É, então tá bom.
Eu só peguei pra dar uma volta, eu juro por
Então
Deus.
tá bom. Cadê a chave da moto?
Não tem chave, né?
Tá no furto?
Os caras roubou no furto.
Tá no furto?
Foi os moleques.
Então o bagulho é meu, certo?
Certo, seu.
Quem que você roubou aonde o bagulho?
Não fui eu, foi os moleques.
Você tomou o bagulho?
Eu juro por vida do meu
Fala
filho,
baixo.
senhor. Desculpa, eu
Você
perdi.
quem que foi?
Foi o menor que deixou dar
Tá bom. Tá com você, é sua. Ladrão, não tô com as ideias?
Eu peguei na emoção a moto, juro por Deus. Eu peguei o bagulho na emoção,
Se
mano.
você chorar na minha frente, eu vou fazer você engolir o seu choro junto com os seus...
He thought he could outrun the officers. But he forgot one crucial detail, the K9 unit. Within seconds, the police dog locks in, tracks him down, and ends the chase with precision. Running was never going to be enough.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit.
Awesome video, right? If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. And don't go anywhere. There's another even better video waiting for you here on Ballista. I'll see you there.